my spirit start to sing. Yes, the name of the Lord is for my very eyes. Emmanuel abide. Jireh did provide the sacrifice so we can never. So receive the glory that we praise Him in music. Oh, turn up the praises louder, send up the praises stronger. Hey, turn up the praises louder, send up the praises stronger. Turn up the praises louder till He returns in power. Till He comes again. 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 So receive it. Na 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 na. With the music.
Praise Life Morning Show. Why is this not coming on? Why is it not coming on? There we go.
It's the Praise Life Morning Show.
Praise Life Morning Show. This is SPRLiveFM.com, broadcasting to the Fun City Radio FM, Success Radio, Magatu FM. Thank you so much for locking in. We're getting ready to go to Mr. Sterling Roberts. Fetty!
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, Mr. Brother Sterling Roberts. And I'm just going to give a little thing here as we say, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
we have a little intro here for you. There's a lot of credentials, but we're just going to take this little piece for the sake of time.
No problem.
If you were to ask this multi-ABGMA award winner, S&M Gospel Indie International Artist of the Year Award winner, 2022 Praise Factor and Marlin Award nominee, Trinidadian born, singer, songwriter, background vocalist, worship leader, spoken word and gospel recording artist. About his credentials, Sterling Roberts will tell you he's eternally grateful, but not satisfied by his abilities, neither by mere earthly accolades. With a testimony of being healed from a deteriorating heart condition at 8 years old, and many other miraculous rescues, Sterling's desire in and through his edgy, intense, intimate sound is beyond the natural. His aim is to be a bridge, a divine pathway used to transport the same supernatural love that invaded his life when he was in a desolate place and brought redemption. So, Mr. Sterling, I have to tell you, as a mother,
Mm.
the fact that you were, I'm just going to say, not well at 8 years old caught my attention. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thanks again, guys, to the whole staff of SPR Live FM. I really appreciate it. I love you all guys so much. You all won't even believe. When at the age of 8, my family had a season, a particular year, in fact, where at least once every member of my family went to the hospital, whether if it be immediate family members or extended, family members. And I was the one that was seen so-called the fit one, because I never went, even up to this day, I've never been admitted into a hospital. But my sister was, my mom was, my father was, and it was a really tough time. So they decided to do a random check on me because everybody else looks like something is wrong, and they're not seeing their bubbly, active son who's in track and field and everything, looking like there's any, complication. So let's just do a random, take him for a random doctor's appointment, and just go and just check him out and see what's up. Doctors did tests and came back the results saying that I had a heart that was very much deteriorative. In fact, my heart was like the heart of somebody over the age of 80 years old.
Wow.
And deteriorated, because you could have a good heart over 80, but having a bad heart over 80, that advance in an 8-year-old boy was shocking to them.
Right.
So they didn't know what caused it. So they decided they would have given me every sort of medication they had in their arsenal, to see hopefully one of them, work. And none did.
Wow.
Actually, what it made the situation, they actually made the situation worse. Yeah. One particular night, my heart rate went over 144 beats a minute.
Wow.
Now, for those who are familiar with how much beats your heart rate's supposed to be, it's somewhere in the range of like 60s to the 80s.
80s.
So somewhere there, the average heart rate should be at. At 8 years old, to see a T-shirt jumping on your chest like this, was pretty scary. My mom swore that I probably would have lost my life that night, but by the grace of God, nothing happened. But we found out that is one of the medication that we took in hopes of it working is what actually triggered an effect like that. And that's something you don't want on a heart that's is that deteriorated.
Right.
You don't want that to happen, because that could be instant.
Right.
So the second to last time we ended up going to the doctor, my mom heard a voice, and she said she heard a voice very clearly said to her, "It's time to turn to me."
Yeah.
And the doctor who confirmed that, he came out and said, "There's nothing medically we could do for your son. It's time to go higher."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
If that's not a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally saying that there's
Wow.
nothing earthly again we could do for your son.
Wow.
And so we went to church. My mom made a promise to God, "If you heal my son, I will serve you for the rest of my life." Because we came from a God-fearing family lineage, but we just knew God. We were God conscious, but we didn't know God.
Yeah.
So when we went to the church, the entire church prayed for us, laid hands on us for healing. And some weeks later, we went back to the same doctors, and they ran all their tests. All the ECGs, all the EEGs, all the EGGs,
all the G's.
All the G's.
All the G's.
Yeah.
I understand. They ran every test possible. Came back with results. Nah, something is wrong with this. Go and do a next test. Came back with results. Something's wrong with this. Go back again, come back. Every test showed that my heart was actually younger than my age now.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
That's telling you that you guys finally went to the true physician.
Yep. Yeah.
You went to the true physician. Even as I was looking at it and reading it and hearing you say it now, my thoughts are that was faith. Because the doctor spoke to your mom, but your mom was already told that that's what she needed to do.
Yeah.
From that time to now, and here you are, what's the meaning of faith to you? How important is faith to you at this point in your life?
For me, and based on not just only writings, but through experience, I realized I can't even serve God without faith.
Amen.
Because to be very honest, it takes faith to believe in a God that people can't physically see. But you can literally see him though with your supernatural eyes, with your spiritual eyes. and
Yeah.
know that He lives with you and you're aware of His presence. To serve God is a faith move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
To serve God takes faith. He
Amen.
is the substance of things hoped for. You know what I mean?
The evidence of things not
Um,
Yes,
seen.
everything's
Yeah.
not seen.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and He is the evidence of things not seen. It's like the wind. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to. I mean, you don't see the wind, but you could very well
Feel
feel
it.
the effects.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
could very well
Yes.
feel the effects.
Yeah.
And
So
this
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were saying
No,
something.
I
felt
said
like it was-
I said this is when you say glory.
yeah.
Indeed, glory.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
completed this song. Tell
Yeah.
us about the writing and the production of this song, Glory. Why Glory?
Oh wow. So I was approached with the celebration rhythm. This is what the rhythm is called, the celebration rhythm, by producer Joshua Peters. Peters. And when I heard it, he actually got in contact with me after sending the email blast to the artist, and he was like, I want you to write something that you're being led to. He doesn't want people to force themselves to write as far as try to be seasonal or try to do like everybody else, but more so just go on the conviction that you're being led by. And I heard the track, and usually my processes is that if the track moves me, number one, I know that is God giving me a sanction to go ahead. But when I heard this particular track, not only was I moved by the track, I felt like there was like imagery started to come into my mind about a nation of worshipers.
Mm.
And when that occurred, automatically I like lyrics were just starting to like come, were just like flowing. And knowing that is more of the culture or the type of genre that we familiar with, especially within the Caribbean, called soca. Soca is a very celebratory type of genre.
True.
And but I was really feeling moved to, like, I was just getting this imagery of worship and revelation of why we do this, and automatically lines were just coming, and it just I wish I could get more words for it, but the way how it was being navigated, it was heading to a revelation of why we do what we do, as far as our exaltation to the King.
Yeah.
Why it's so exuberant, why it's so spirit-filled, why it's so passionate, is because of the one who holds all passion.
Right.
Mm.
Question for
True.
you. You mentioned it earlier on, Celebration Rhythm. Is this a group? Is this an album? What is Celebration Rhythm?
Okay, well, the rhythm is basically what producers do, especially like, let's say, from the Caribbean aspect,
Okay.
where they would have a track created, and then they would have they would send it out to artists, and whoever, they will have like probably a maximum amount of people that they may have on the rhythm itself, meaning each artist writes a song from their perspective on that said rhythm.
Okay, so it's one as we would say, one genre or style of music sent out to all these artists, and they each write their own stuff according to that, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it might have a certain number, they may not cross a certain number of people, so it doesn't come too packed,
Right.
but they might have a few artists on there who feel led to write something on it, and that's what they call rhythms down here.
Okay.
Okay.
So for example, Fortress, whether people know or not, Fortress and Rock Solid are parts of a rhythm. It's just how God inspired me to write it, and God just showed favor on those two.
Right.
It just was crazy by itself there.
It's quite interesting because I'm trying to conceptualize the
I
whole
know.
idea,
Yeah.
because I wouldn't have thought about that, that
Yeah.
they would send this thing out to so many different people, and
Yeah.
and you all, and so is this going to be on one album, or is it going to be on social media? Is this
Actually, all the songs on this particular rhythm are out on all DSPs, on all digital platforms. It's under the Celebration Rhythm album, which is under Redemption Studios. Also tied with my Spotify and everything.
right?
With my single Glory. So all those songs, if you're looking for all those, I think I can't remember how much, it's not much songs because it wasn't much artists who joined on this rhythm, but those who have been
Mm-hmm.
on this rhythm
Mm-hmm.
will be under Redemption Studios or Judah Peters Redemption Studios
Redemption.
Celebration Rhythm playlist.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
But me being also on Spotify, that will
Mhm.
also be under my
Right.
Spotify playlist
Mhm.
and Apple and all the other DSPs there. It's just something that Caribbean islands do. I think sometimes even the UK does that, where they might have a rhythm, whether if it be dancehall, reggae. In certain cases, that's the producer's decision. Like, okay, I want to create a rhythm and let people be inspired by it, so that it's supposed to promote a level of unity with artists.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
so
Makes
the
sense.
celebration
Makes
rhythm was
sense.
created, and I just felt led to write on it, and God just started to just
Just download.
started to, I don't know.
You know, I was going to ask you a question. I mean, I can hear that usually you're inspired and whatever you're let to do, you do. But I'm
Yeah.
going to throw this in. Have you
Mhm.
ever had writer's block?
I wouldn't say writer's block. I would say writer challenge.
I like that. I like
You
that.
know what? We were
Yeah.
just having a conversation earlier this week about how important words are.
Alright,
Writer's
exactly.
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, because the reason why the reason why I would say I like that though. The reason why I would say writer's challenge is because I wouldn't feel mentally blocked. I'll feel context. Like I always try to be like follow the line of context.
Mm-hmm.
So I might write something and I'll be like, nah, this doesn't feel like it's supposed to be there. The way how I'm feeling, like, because for me, I go straight on conviction, like where my heart is,
Right.
where I believe
Right.
God is leading me right now. So that's
Mhm.
what fuels me. So it doesn't really lay too much on my, me being analytical up here.
Mentally, right.
Here it's kind
Right.
of like being led by here.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. Okay.
so writer's block is usually a kind of mental term where it's like it feels like I can't think. Me is like
Right.
the pattern, and then now the brain opens up. It's
Right.
kind of like the brain
From
subjects
it
itself to the
goes up
conviction.
this way instead of coming down this way.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like the brain opens to the conviction. So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
so
Okay,
that's
okay, okay.
mhm.
What else do we want to know about you? What do you got, Mr. Humphrey? Don't make me do all the talking and the questioning. This is a
How do you stay motivated in terms of your writing?
Say that again.
How do you stay motivated in terms of writing?
The way I stay motivated is who I'm motivated by. I'm sorry, it sounds like a trying to be super spiritual, but actually that's where my core is. I have different songs, different genres of songs that highlight different perspective of worship life, and I mean everything that spans from worshiping God, just like an umbrella starts to come down, right? And my motivation is like him, like like so
right.
for me it's like I want to see worship rise to the point, especially from the Caribbean aspect, where there's this authentic sound that still people could be led into the presence of God, still see him
Right.
face to face,
Right.
like a direct encounter. And so that's kind of like my heart's cry. So that's the core of what boils here. So my motivation is really that, and then to just do good quality music that is like that really showcases that, like like it can have that international flavor and
Yeah.
still yet be very authentic.
You
Right.
just talked about the fact that you don't want to sound super spiritual. We're gonna make you sound super spiritual now. Now, I know you must have challenges. How do you overcome your challenges that you have?
Oh, okay. Just on general, you mean, or musically?
Generally, music,
Um,
the whole, because in order for you to write music, physically,
Yeah.
spiritually,
Yeah.
emotionally, you have to be in a certain place.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're off course or you're offline, there's
Yeah.
nothing would happen. Or as I say,
Yeah.
if your cup is empty, you can't give anybody to drink. So when you face challenges, how do you refill the cup again?
Right. I understand. So various ways. Number one, um, a lot of times people may not realize, even from your personal worship standpoint, that's a point where you actually replenished. So that's
Mm.
one. As far as, even if I feel like all these things are around me, I'm feeling like I'm being pressed on every side. I literally go to God desperate. That's one. um, from that point, there's where the faucet turns on,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I get replenished. Another way is through the people that are around, the people who I must make myself accountable to.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm.
I always make a statement, and it's like, surround yourself with people that's not going to feed your ego.
Right.
Ah,
I like that.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
That's the best type of people to have around. People
Mhm.
who care about you so much that they're able to tell you the truth, who are able to
Mhm.
see something is off. They could see Sterling outside of the musical part, and really like, how you doing?
Human.
Like no, but Sterling, serious. I'm blessed. Okay, I hear all that, Sterling.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
how
yeah.
you doing?
Exactly. I like that. Yeah. How are you?
So
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah.
How are you
Yeah.
doing? I good. I don't think so. I'm feeling like this off and whatever. And people who may, in certain cases, you might feel like rubbing you the wrong way, but those are the people who actually creating the friction to get you sharper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
True.
Because if
Yeah,
you think about
yeah.
it, when knives have to get sharper, they have to rub against steel,
Hey, hey.
and and
You know,
friction.
I'm glad that you say
True.
what you say in
True.
terms
Yeah,
of, people who you're accountable to, and asking the read, because you could say I'm blessed and highly favored. You can say,
yeah,
I'm blessed of the Lord and all that kind of stuff. But okay,
yeah,
let's get past that now. How are you
yeah.
really doing? Especially when you take in light of how many people are suffering silently from mental illness,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Mm.
yep,
And they
yep.
easily can say I'm
Yeah.
blessed and highly favored, or I'm blessed of the Lord, and God is doing well with me. But hold on a minute, let's pause for a second. How are you really
Yeah,
doing? Right?
Right.
exactly,
There was
Right.
a story was told of a pastor. Actually,
Mhm,
Pastor Colin was telling us about it. That the this pastor came to his bishop and says, "How you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm doing blessed. I'm blessed." And the
mhm,
guy hold his hand. He said, "Bishop, how are you really doing?" It means let's get
mhm.
beyond that now. You're still
Yeah,
Right.
physical. You're still human. There's still emotions that still kick in. There's
yeah,
still physical
yeah,
Mhm.
ailments that
Mhm.
still kick in.
yeah.
Sometimes your spirit is not always at the peak it's supposed to be. There's
Exactly,
moments when you
exactly.
have a little bit of a dip. How are you doing? And people need to be
Hmm.
honest about that. When somebody says, "How you doing?"
Yep,
Don't
yep.
just give the flippant answers, blessed of the Lord and highly
Mhm.
favored. But hey, if the person is close to you, and you said you're accountable to, how are you
Yeah,
doing?
Mhm.
Well, this is how I'm
yeah.
feeling today. All right, well, this is the
Right.
time we had to go to the Father about it, or I give you an
Mhm.
encouraging word to spike you up again, right? And as a
Yeah,
Right.
musician, and I'll be honest with you, I
yeah,
I never used to say this before. I'm gonna say it today, and then no, Faith, you don't say anything. I am a
yeah,
musician myself. I am a singer.
yeah.
I do this, and for years, I never put myself out there as a singer, as a musician. I just
Mhm.
right because I
Yeah,
don't think spiritually and emotionally I was at that peak. I was at that stage. Now today I look at myself and say, yeah, you are a musician. You are a singer. People call you
yeah.
because you're a singer. You go to
Hmm.
play for people because you're a musician. So yes, you
Right.
are a singer. You may not be in the top tier, but you are. People call you because
Mhm.
they want to hear you. So yes, you are.
Mhm.
But mentally I wasn't there. And I don't think
Yeah.
on a spiritual level of understanding what the
Hmm.
giftings and the talents that God has given to me was meant to
Mm.
be. So yes, and I'm glad that that you have someone that you're accountable to, and how you face your challenges, and they're able to iron sharpness iron. The Bible says that iron sharpness iron.
Yeah,
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
thank you for that.
yeah.
Listen, Sterling, I know tonight you're gonna be on with the man himself, Mr. DJ Analyst, and the Save
Yeah,
Zone at 8 p.m. tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
9
At
p.m.
9 p.m.
What
Yeah,
time is yours?
Atlantic.
Atlantic.
AST.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Atlantic.
Atlantic
Yeah,
Standard Time.
Atlantic.
Yeah.
So let's get the folks knowing fully well that even though we here saying 9 p.m. is Eastern Standard Time, we behind. You guys are,
Yeah,
are
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
that's cool.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be there tonight. You're gonna be there tonight, and we want to thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
No
Um,
Yes,
problem.
we do.
yeah, Faty, you got a question to ask him?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I know you mentioned a little bit earlier, but we'd like you to tell us and the listeners where they can find you,
No
how they
problem.
can keep in contact with you.
Hmm. Well, guys, you could get me, you could get my team at sterlingrobertsmusic.com, at our official website. That's www.sterlingrobertsmusic.com. There you could get, the links to go directly to get all the songs, the whole catalog that have been released so far. Even you could subscribe there to be, updated on certain things that are to come, which I can't say right now. But definitely streaming Praise Radio is going to get to know firsthand what's taking place
Right.
very
thank you.
soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure, for sure. Family get to know for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can get us at all social media platforms at Sterling Roberts Music. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, TikTok, Sterling Roberts Music. It's very easy. You could even send bookings through the website, sterlingrobertsmusic.com, or you can send an email to sterlingrobertsmusic@gmail.com. So it's basically easy. All the music are out on all digital platforms. If you wish, you could even go to YouTube and type Sterling Roberts and look for Sterling Roberts Glory, Sterling Roberts Fortress, Sterling Roberts Rock Solid. Right below the music videos, you will see right below the link tree, which will send you to all the DSPs, whichever DSP you're part of. And you could get the music for yourself. We're looking forward to connecting with people and building help to build the kingdom. I think what I would like to say just in this little time is, especially what my bro was just saying, Mr. Cleveland was saying, sometimes even the strongest people, you need to be able to understand strong people need people to lean on to.
Yes.
A lot of times you look at strong people as the ones that try to be the quarterback and the person to break through the walls, so everybody is like, let's see Claymore do it, let's see DLT do it, yeah, and then you don't know when the doors close.
Yeah.
That they have to wrestle mentally.
Yeah.
Especially men. Ladies, we love you, but men have a lot of things upstairs.
No, I agree.
Lots of
I
things.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Statistics even prove that men die actually faster than women.
We're always holding
It's
stuff back because we're told to be a man. Stop crying. Be
Yeah.
a man.
That is and that is so wrong, because
Very wrong.
you're telling somebody to be something that they're getting into and they never knew about. That's like giving you a car first time ever, and all you know how to do is drive, but you're supposed to know every problem that happens in a car. That's unfair. That's unfair for an individual.
Yeah.
Everybody's evolving into positions that God has leading them into. It's like I don't want to be long, but it's just on my heart.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's like this. When you get promoted for a position at a job, they don't judge you based on you're not the average ordinary position that was before the promotion. You were doing much more, you were standing out much more in the position I had before the promotion. But they were not judging you before based on where you are now. When you get the promotion, now you get to understand the full functions on a process, on a day-to-day process of what it is that you're being promoted into. All truth is parallel. So now that you're getting into manhood, it's not that you knew about manhood before manhood came.
Right.
So
Yeah.
true. Well put.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
know?
I
Well
like
put.
that. I like
So
that.
Well put.
it's really to help and people to love each other and to understand the roles and the growth that each part has to play. And so women get into womanhood and motherhood. You didn't have a child before.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So how
That's true.
you're supposed to know how to handle your child. How? She did not have a child before. So
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
a community of people who believe in the
Absolutely.
Bible says there are many teachers, few fathers. We need a people who came through with the experience to understand that, oh yeah, I know how that was. Let me bring you through that so you don't go through the same potholes that I went through.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
number one.
as a woman, I do agree that men need just as much support
Or even more.
as a woman does.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even more, even more. Sometimes it depends on the situation, but I totally agree with you. But look, we're gonna. I don't know what else Clement has to say. 'Cause
Yeah, I
Clement
just
always
want to
has
say
something
this.
to say.
I
so.
just want to say this very quickly. Somebody's asking which part of Trinidad you're from.
Oh, I'm actually from Central Trinidad. Let's say around Chaguanas area to be exact.
Okay, Central Trinidad. And somebody else says, we love the new song, Glory. And so we're going to go out on this song, Glory. I want to thank you once again, Mr.
Yes.
Sterling, for being with us
Yes.
tonight.
Thank
Today, actually, tonight, you're going to be with on Safe Zone with DJ Analyst, and that's going to be quite a catawampas time. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Blessings on you. Here's a song.
Definitely.
Here's a song from the what do you call it?
celebration rhythm.
Celebration Rhythm right in the
Yeah.
Praise Life Morning Show.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Love you all for real.
Thank you.
Love you too.
Let's adore him. Oh,
Turn up the music,
what you say now?
turn up the music,
What you say now?
turn up the music,
Mm,
bring the music.
what a great celebration arising from this place. Such a high exaltation arising from this saints. That has me inclined
Spiritually,
to come step inside
it draws me closer,
the spirit and the bride.
very deeper.
I'm dancing and that's when I realize
It's for His glory.
oh, that they praise him in music.
Not the present,
Not the present the music.
It's for his glory. That they praise him in music.
not the present music.
With the music. When I saw who the guest was, my spirit started to sing. Yes, the name of the Lord is.
Worthy to be praised.
Oh, oh, for my very eyes,
His spirit draws me,
Emmanuel abide.
He draws me closer.
Jireh did provide
Jireh
the
provides.
sacrifice so we can never. So receive the glory. That we praise him in music.
And the present music.
Oh,
Receive the glory.
yeah,
And the present music.
yeah.
And the present music. With the music. Oh,
Turn up the praises louder.
till He comes again.
Send up the praises stronger. Hey,
Receive the glory. And the present music.
yeah.
And the present music. With the music.
Turn up the praises louder.
Till He comes again.
Send up the praises stronger.
Till He comes again.
Turn up the praises louder.
Till He comes again.
Till he returns in power.
Till He comes again.
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 Till He comes again. And the present music.
Na 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 na.
It's for His glory.
Oh, yeah.
Present music.
Oh, with the music.
Well, Mr. Sterling, we want to thank you once again for being with us at the Praise Life Morning Show. Tonight, we're looking forward to seeing you on Safe Zone. God bless you. Have yourself an amazing day.
Thank you so
Blessings.
much. Have an awesome
Blessings.
day too over there.
Okay, blessings.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Mr. Sterling Roberts out of Trinidad and Tobago, and he says he's from Central Chaguanas area.
Trinidad.